Evan Kleiman, and this is Good Food on KCRW and KCRW.com. Chances are you've heard how chocolate was favored by the Aztecs and drunk as an unsweetened beverage. There's an innovative company that's just begun producing a brewed chocolate drink that is likely very close to that Aztec flavor. Stick around. That's next on Good Food on KCRW and KCRW.com. Years ago, at the beginning of my tenure here at Good Food, we met Rob Polevoi, a man who came from the science and tech sectors to chocolate. His company, Cabaret Chocolates, truly makes some of the best confections I've ever tasted. Well, Rob and company are now branching out to a very unique chocolate beverage. Why don't you describe what it is?
It's brewed chocolate. The simplest way I can put it is say, you know how you make coffee? You take coffee beans and you brew them in water and you get a cup of coffee. Now, what if you did that with cocoa beans, with cacao? Whole, raw cacao. Same thing. You'd have brewed chocolate. In fact, it's really a kind of modern adaptation of the oldest form of chocolate beverage that was familiar to the ancient Mexicans and Mayan aristocracy, but adjusted to our current tastes.
What was that original beverage?
What they would do essentially is grind up beans and then sort of soak them in water, and then you would drink a liquid that was both the ground up bean. How much of the actual bean they actually drank is never really clear to us, but they definitely drank the water of it, and they drank the foam that they created on the top by stirring it and mixing it back and forth a lot, which, from best we can make of it today, was breaking the fat out of the bean. But the main point about their drink was simply that they seemed to view it as a kind of wine. They drank it as much for how it made them feel as for the way that it tasted. I think that was the part that really interested me the most.
So this new product, this brewed chocolate product that you have now, how does it come to the consumer? Is it like coffee? Is it ground and then we brew it ourselves with hot water?
No. It's a sort of a high-end version of an instant product. What in fact is, we brew the chocolate, and then we reduce it to the point where it's extremely concentrated. We reduce it by evaporation. And then we add a little bit of sugar, just a little bit so that it's minimally sweet, so that it's kind of a syrup, and it comes in a jar. And 1 teaspoon will reconstitute a serving of a half a cup. Half a cup makes a nice serving of this.
And we would drink this beverage as what? As we would for a waker-upper in the morning, like we would grab a cup of coffee, or in the afternoon for a pick-me-up?
It depends a lot on how it affects you. This is one of the most interesting parts of the study that we made. Over a period of the last year, we studied a random test group of over 200 people all over the United States to determine how the chocolate affected them. About a third of the people didn't feel any effect at all. Of the 2/3 that did feel the effect, half of them felt more stimulated, so that the effect was more like coffee, albeit without the jitteriness of coffee, the jitteriness of caffeine, and the other half reported being more relaxed, more calm, and have feelings of greater well-being. And some people had reported both of those feelings, both as kind of a stimulation and relaxation at the same time. So how it affects you, I think, determines how you use it in your life. If it stimulates you, it makes an outstanding beverage. I use it that way instead of coffee in the morning. For other people, it's going to be a fantastic afternoon, weekend, or evening beverage, almost in place of wine rather than in place of coffee, as a relaxer and as a social lubricant. And also, a lot of people are just putting it right in their coffee.
And what is the product called?
It's called Cabaret Brewed Chocolate. It's available at brewedchocolate.com.
Rob Polevoi is the founder of Cabaret Chocolates. I've got a link to their brewed chocolate product if you're interested.